have Melissa Schollaert. She's a dental hygienist, mother, and health coach turned blogger. So hello, thank you.
Hi, Christine. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. So fun to get to be on your series.
Oh yes, thank you. It's so fun to have you here.
It's a perfect topic. I mean, everybody wants glowing skin, so I'm very honored to get to hang out with you today and just have some fun bringing some awesome information to all of our viewers.
Oh yes, thank you so much. So yes, please tell us your own personal story.
You know what? About 10 or more years ago, I actually started having some health issues. I was always a pretty healthy person. I taught group fitness all through college and after that, and but what I call it was like newsstand healthy, where you're at the grocery store and you're waiting in line and there's all these magazines telling you what you should eat. And honestly, that's probably not the best place you should be finding your health information. So I kind of thought I was healthy, but really, slowly my health was kind of like actually deteriorating. And long story short, basically I worked, initially I didn't know anything about holistic wellness and nutrition, really, I didn't have a background in that per se. I was a hygienist, so we take some nutrition, but it's just very basic nutrition and that kind of thing. So I first turned to Western medicine and it just wasn't working. I wasn't getting any better. So I started turning to holistic therapies, doing a lot of my own research, listening to my body and my own intuition. And I really, honestly, I had 3 days. I literally had, not 3 days, 3 weeks a month where it was almost debilitating to get out of bed. I might feel good 1 week a month. Yeah. And I was still in my 20s, believe it or not. Sadly, I'm not in my 20s anymore. But, it just led me to have this sort of passion once I was healed and doing better. And I guess we're always, working towards optimal wellness and all these things. But I just felt like it didn't matter if somebody was as sick or sicker than I was at that point, or they just wanted to lose 10 pounds or finally get rid of the acne or whatever it was. I just felt like I probably went through that experience to help other people. And so I went and finished out my BA in nutrition. I, went and got certified, a national certification to become a health coach, started my blog, and I just wanted to put that information out there and just start helping people. So, and interestingly, one of the things that went when I was sick was my skin. I always had fairly good skin, but all of a sudden I had melasma and I had acne and I'm like, whoa, I don't know how to deal with this. But the cool thing about that, everything's always easier, in hindsight, is that I sort of attracted a lot of people with skin issues, and I've been really lucky enough to get to help them in my practice. So I do really have a passion for both nutrition and skincare. I've always been kind of a skincare nerd. Just even as a kid, I loved playing around with masks and trying different moisturizers. So I guess it just ended up being kind of a perfect fit.
Okay, yeah, no, that's quite an amazing story.
Well, thank you. I'm just glad some good came out of that pain, because at the time I wondered, what am I going through this for? And now it's cool because I get to help people. So it was worth every bit of it was worth it,
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand. So how did you get into health coaching?
Well, basically from my health struggles, I did end up actually, when I was on that holistic path, hiring and working with my own health coach. And I thought, maybe this not only could be, but maybe this is what I should be doing. And so, I just kind of put that out there, and you know how it goes. Sometimes the doors just open wide up, or they kind of close and they just open wide up. So I went ahead and got the credentials that I needed and just started my practice and started putting one foot in front of the other. So it's been this really awesome journey of sort of taking that pain and turning it into something great where I can help other people and bring information to people who maybe I wouldn't have access to work with the blog. It's just this great place to be able to give people that free information, because I am really passionate about that too. I think everybody needs access to this information. So my blog is really this labor of love where I can just put it all out there, just give it all away for free. And I love that.
Oh, well, that's so great, actually. Yeah. So how does your blog also relate to skincare?
Yeah, well, like I said, so when I had these health issues, my skin went, all of a sudden I had like hyperpigmentation, I had acne, and even just like funky, like really dry skin, and maybe it would get oily, just weird stuff that I just never really had dealt with much before. So as I fixed the nutrition and all of that, I sort of also was like simultaneously, I was working on healing my inside, but I was also working on what can sort of help the outside while I heal the inside. And so I like to just try to share as much of that information, that skincare information, as I can on my blog, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are suffering with skincare issues. And although I think healthy, glowing, beautiful skin really does come from the inside, you know what? Sometimes it takes a while, and it's nice if there are things that are safe and healthy and clean that we can use on the outside to kind of start getting some traction and have that more beautiful skin while we heal the inside. I mean, it took me a very long time, almost a decade, to heal my digestion, my adrenals, all of the issues that I had. So could you imagine if there weren't things that I could have done for my skin along the way? I mean, you know, so it's kind of that twofold side, you know? So it's just fun to get to put that information out and, you know, see if these are some things that can help other people.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and I didn't know that it would take over a decade to heal all of that.
Well, my whole health story is on my blog, and you know, it could take our entire show just to talk about my health story. But yeah, I had quite a lot of issues. I mean, you figure I couldn't get out of bed 3 weeks a month, and I was still in my 20s, or you know, in my 20s. So I had a lot of, it was like peeling back the layers of an onion. You know, it was just like, okay, we're kind of working on that. Okay, oh no, this is coming up. But you know, you just kind of do that until you get where you want to be. And then even today, you know, I'm still always striving to just for optimal wellness, to just get a little bit healthier and a little bit healthier. So I am kind of a nerd and passionate about just continuing to try these alternative therapies and foods and all kinds of different things, because we're always kind of reaching for better health.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. So how do you meet your clients online?
Well, mostly the blog, to be honest with you. Very lucky that just, I guess, I write some things that people like and they're able to connect with me and we can work together. I also, you know, just allow people, whether it's a skin consultation or nutrition or a little bit of both. Most of the time it's a little bit of both, but I do offer like a free little initial chat. And I think that helps because people we get to kind of connect and see if we're a good fit and see if their case is something that I feel like I can help with, you know?
Oh, no, definitely. I totally get that.
You
Yeah. So what are you most proud of from 2017?
know what? I'm really most proud of the fact that, and it's funny because my son was born in 2016, so I didn't get to say him, but I'm really most proud of the fact that I actually partnered with a mission-based safe skincare company out of Santa Monica, California. I don't know if you or even some of the listeners have heard of this company. It's called BeautyCounter. And their mission is to get safe skincare into everyone's hands. And so they actually have people on Capitol Hill working for legislation. We haven't had a protective healthcare law with regard to what goes into our personal care products, including skincare and makeup, since 1938. There's over 88,000 chemicals that have been introduced into commerce in the last however many years, maybe 70 years, and over 11,000 of those chemicals go into our skincare and our makeup. And there's no regulation on these, sadly. So unfortunately, people kind of think when they're going out and they're shopping for products, if it's on the shelf somewhere, it's safe. And sadly, that's not true, unfortunately. And so BeautyCounter is an education first company where we like to kind of tell people, you know, what's going on in the marketplace, but it's also our goal to empower them. So we teach people, which I should probably bring this up because I don't want to scare people and then not give them a tool, but we teach people how to use things like the Healthy Living app. I don't know if you're familiar with the Healthy Living app, but it's this app that you can download on your phone. And when you're out shopping for basically anything, but especially things like shampoo, baby products, like your, baby wipes, makeup, all of that, you can just scan these items and you'll get a red light, green light, or yellow light. And basically you're looking for a green light for safety. So it's just really, really important. But what's been amazing about partnering with BeautyCounter is I get to educate and bring this information to the masses, which is amazing. And when people shop with me, our dollar is our voice. So we're working to keep these people on the hill, working to bring safe products into everyone's hands. And then this other really cool thing happened that I never really thought would happen, but I became a leader of a team of quite a few women by working with BeautyCounter. And what's been amazing to me is I've never really been a leader before. I think this is the first time I've really led a team of women, but it is just the most awesome thing to get to help other moms and other women meet their goals. You know, we all are passionate about the mission, but what's really cool is we get to teach people to just live healthier lives, wear and use safe products. We know we're, you know, putting forth this company with a great mission, but in return, I'm helping, you know, maybe other moms pay their car payment, or, you know, maybe they're trying to pay down the student loans or debt. Maybe they just want to be home with their babies. Maybe they're going to have babies. And it's been the most awesome thing to get to stand beside these women and help them meet their goals. So I think that's a really long and big answer for what I'm most proud of in 2017. But bringing this information to the marketplace and getting to support this awesome network of women has been just the most amazing blessing in the whole world.
No, that's actually a really good thing that you have so much to share about it. It definitely shows a lot of passion, and I'm sure that it would also encourage a lot of others to even join BeautyCounter because it's been such an amazing blessing and rewarding experience for you.
It's really true. The interesting thing is that when I kind of signed up, I thought it would be like kind of an affiliate thing on my blog. I didn't really know what I was going to be doing with it. The answer came very clearly to me that I should be doing it. And honestly, when it came to me, I was like, huh? I mean, I was really taken aback by it because I never thought that I would be kind of doing that kind of a thing with my online presence, if you will. But you know, it's been such an awesome way for me to develop personally too. Like, we have the most supportive and amazing team. It's so awesome to get to be in this network of women. And I feel like I'm just developing, you know, becoming a better person, a better mom, a better leader every day. And I'm getting paid for it and I'm helping people. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things. If somebody is watching and says, well, I want to do that, absolutely reach out. And I would love to, you know, answer any questions about it and just see if it's a good fit.
Okay, no, that's great. What are you also most excited about for 2018?
I hate to say it, but like this, just spreading this awesome message. I mean, it's so awesome to be able to just grow my team, continue supporting my team, spread this awesome message of just getting safe skincare into everybody's hands. So, you know, if anybody walked away from this interview learning one thing, which is to use the Healthy Living app, I would be so thrilled about that. I mean, just spreading that message and knowing that people are using safer products on themselves and their children is just really, really awesome. And just, you know, getting in front of the masses. I love speaking. So definitely, like, just continuing to be on awesome shows like yours and podcasts is just, I feel very, very blessed, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, hopefully 2018 will keep going that way.
Oh yeah, hopefully it does. Yeah, and hopefully a lot of people, you know, definitely get the message from you about, you know, the Healthy Living app and also about BeautyCounter.
Yeah, it would be amazing. You know, one thing I should say about BeautyCounter, a quick side note, is when I was sick, I actually had heavy metal toxicity, and it was really awful to get rid of. I mean, it caused my hyperpigmentation, sometimes called melasma, and I actually lost about half of my hair getting rid of the metals. And yeah, it was a very nasty thing. And really, metals are found in our air, our food, our water, and they're causing a lot of health issues. And the one thing that really concerned me was the metals in our makeup. And that's actually why I joined BeautyCounter, because BeautyCounter third-party triple tests each and every batch of makeup before it goes out into the marketplace. So I don't know of any other makeup doing that. And I love the fact that it's a very beautifully packaged line. It performs very well. They have a mission. It's a cruelty-free line, all of the good stuff. But I want to know there's not metals in my makeup. 95% of lipstick tests positive for lead. And that's a statistic straight out of UC Berkeley. That's very scary. We would never paint our house with lead paint, but we put it on our lips and we eat it all day long. So that was my biggest thing with BeautyCounter. When I found that out, I switched all of my makeup as soon as I found out, because I wanted to know that my makeup had the brand of makeup I was using had that dedicated metal testing policy, and they were very transparent. And so that's sort of where it really organically grew with BeautyCounter. So that's something else. If I could teach anybody anything, while they're watching, make sure that if you are using a makeup brand, they do have a dedicated heavy metal testing policy. And if you're not sure, just call them or send them an email. And if they don't, that's something else we should chat about, because it's really, really important. We can't always control the air we're breathing. We can do more and more about our water, having good filters and things like that. But when we're constantly putting something on our face every day that's laden with metals, that's a scary thing that we don't want to be doing. And it's something that we can really control. So it's really important. I mean, I would say the Healthy Living app, and then just make sure that your makeup has a dedicated metal testing policy, or you reach out and just, we can always chat about BeautyCounter. But those would be two big things that I would want to say about BeautyCounter to the listeners tonight.
Okay, yeah, I almost wondered, do they have a list of what are the approved makeup lines?
BeautyCounter is the only makeup line that I know that third-party tests. They third-party test every batch 3 times for heavy metals. That's not to say there's not another brand out there that does. I just don't know of them. And so in my research, I'm a busy mom. I work, I'm a busy mom. We just live in a really fast-paced society, and as much as I would love to make beet blush and things like that, and that's super awesome, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to home make, and even if you're messing around with clays and different organic compounds, you could still be getting metals in your makeup that way. So I really trust BeautyCounter's policy, their transparency. They've got over 1,500 ingredients that they will never allow into any of their products. The European Union bans 1,400. In the United States, only 39 are banned. So BeautyCounter goes up and above that. They list all their ingredients on their website, and they're all environmental working group verified. So when you go to that Healthy Living app, they're all going to be a green light and verified. So that's really important too. When you're using products, look for that. You want that verified, all the ingredients are listed, and the Healthy Living app says that they're a great solid brand. That's what you're looking for safe products. So, I mean, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but at the same time, there's things that we can do. And that's the most important thing. We know better, we do better. We start scanning our products, we start just looking into that metal testing policy on our makeup, and we're all set. It's really, and the cool thing too is all you have to do is find what works for you one time, and you never have to find it again. So that's the progression in healthy living anyway, really. Whether it's we're cleaning up our diet or whatever it is, you kind of just start putting one foot in front of the other. But once you do it once, you find that A, B, or C that works for you, you only have to find it once. So, we know better, we do better.
You say you help women thrive through strategic eating. So tell us more about that.
Well, here's the thing. Basically, I've never had a client come to me that doesn't have some kind of dietary dogma going on in their mind. We could really dive into just that topic alone, but most people kind of feel like they should or shouldn't be eating certain things and a certain way. And really, I mean, the way we should be eating is by listening to our body and listening to the signals that our body is giving us. So, and that's what I basically do is, we comb through the entire diet, sleep, hydration, supplements, all of it. And we make sure that everything that someone's doing is working for them. If you are eating the right way, your skin should look good. You should have energy, all of that thing. Your hair, skin, and nails should look great. So it's just about finding what works within, because every body is different. So not every body is going to thrive on a vegan diet or a paleo diet or on keto. Now, while those may be great and admirable diets, I'm not saying anything bad about those. I like to pull the best out of all these different dietary theories and kind of mix and match them and find what works for my client's best health. So does that sort of help answer your question?
I guess so. I do kind of wonder, maybe we could try to explain also for our listeners out there or viewers out there, you choose each diet for each client and each person, since everybody is so unique.
Yeah, well, some of it can be a little bit of trial and error, and it's really about not dieting. I mean, I've always hated the word diet. The first 3 letters are DIE. I mean, that's just we're setting ourselves up for failure there. So basically, it's a matter of, okay, let's talk about what you are eating and how you're feeling after you're eating. What kind of symptoms are you having? So we can pull the pros and, we can pull the good stuff out of all these different dietary theories, but my whole goal is to not have somebody on a diet. My whole goal is so that somebody is so empowered when they're done with my program that they don't need me and they're not counting calories. They're not worried about how am I going to go out and eat or how am I going to survive this. They're very empowered to kind of go out and live their life and have a great time. I love the concept of an 80-20 balance. So 80% of what we do builds our best health, and the other 20% we can be more lenient with. We can have a cocktail at the party. We can, even with our makeup, like I'm talking about, if you have a really bright colored pink lipstick that isn't a BeautyCounter lipstick and maybe isn't tested for those heavy metals, but you wear it a couple times a year to a party, wear that lipstick. That's your 20%. Go out and enjoy your life. So it's just about creating a lifestyle versus a diet that's going to, if we're putting all the good nutrients, everything that we need to build somebody's health in and day out, 80-90% of what we're doing is building that good health. The other 10-20%, we can have a good time and people are going to be feeling great and less stressed out. The weight's going to fall off. Their skin's going to clear. So does that kind of help?
I think so. Yeah, it's one of those things to where it's always great to learn more about.
Absolutely.
And definitely have an idea, because that's what you say on your website about how you do strategic eating and not dieting, and so that was something where I thought that a lot of the viewers would love to have a better understanding about.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is so many people feel like they should be eating a certain way versus listening to their body and what their body is telling them. So maybe I can just kind of like help the viewers a little bit. If you sit down and you have a meal and after that meal you feel tired or bloated or gassy or you get a headache, that's just a sign that that wasn't the right meal for your body. And it's actually a good thing it sounds weird, but cravings or signals like that, those are signals that are giving us information. So, okay, now we know maybe the next time that wasn't the right meal. So we're one step closer to finding the kind of foods that do work. Does that help a little bit?
I think so, yeah. Although that kind of does make me wonder, if I have cravings for something that's really bad, like chocolate or ice cream, what does that mean that, from my body is telling me?
Chocolate isn't always a bad thing. About 85% of people are actually magnesium deficient. And so you might just need a little bit of magnesium. Magnesium is actually chocolate, especially like really high quality dark chocolate, is the highest magnesium containing food on the planet. And magnesium is very calming. It's also needed. It kind of helps those spark plugs fire, in our nerves. It's a very important mineral. And the other thing about chocolate is it's a very grounding food, believe it or not. So sometimes when we're just really stressed out, maybe we just need to get outside and walk in the barefoot in the grass, actually like hug a tree or do some gardening. I know that sounds a little woo, but just sort of get back to nature and sort of ground ourselves. Sometimes eating just root vegetables because they're grown in the ground can really kind of be grounding. But I think if you're craving chocolate, go for really dark, like 70% or above raw cacao. Make sure that there's no like soy lecithin or anything like that. If there's like 4 or 5 ingredients on that, or on that chocolate bar, you could have a couple pieces of that, or you could just add some raw cacao to like your smoothie, or make like a healthy hot chocolate or something like that with raw cacao. And it's actually a very skin boosting food because of all the sulfur as well. So chocolate cravings aren't bad at all.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great. Very encouraging on that one. So what about other types of sweets that are really bad for you?
Sweet cravings in general it's a big topic, but sometimes sweets are just actually saying that we need another nutrient in our diet. So I find a lot of my clients, when they first come to me, they are craving sweets, especially like in the late afternoon or even like after dinner. And a lot of times I find one of two things, but one of the big ones is, especially a lot of the women, they come to me and at lunch they have like a salad with grilled chicken, and I say, you know what, put a really complex carbohydrate in your lunch. So try like a baked sweet potato on the side, maybe some quinoa in your salad, some brown rice, something like that. What those are is they're going to give you a big hit of B vitamins. And B vitamins are going to be everything related to mood, mind, and energy. So by getting a serving of that in the middle of the day, it kind of gives you that fuel to power through the rest of the day. Also, a big problem that I see in my clients and people that are craving sugar is our adrenals are a little tired because we're just a stressed out society. So we need an afternoon snack. I always tell people like a half hour to an hour before that afternoon crash starts to hit, make sure you have a snack that has some healthy fat and some protein, because it's just going to keep you really calm. It's going to feed those stress hormones, and you're not going to end up coming home and craving sugar or wanting to eat like a pint of ice cream or just chips and stuff like that, that sometimes people come home and you know, start snacking on. So really those cravings are great because they're giving us really smart signals, and all we have to do is, this is what we're doing, right? We get those cravings, we strategically eat so that, you know, the sugar cravings kind of go away because we're filling in those nutritional kind of deficiencies that were maybe there before, and then you're feeling better.
Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing. So tell us some key hydration points of what people are missing out on and how they can try to fix that.
Definitely. Well, we're talking about the health. We're a healthy glowing skin series, right? And one of the biggest things, honestly, with skin that I see all the time, most of the people that come to me in general, like the first thing that we have to do is get their hydration on point. Most people just aren't as hydrated as they should be. We have a lot of people that just aren't drinking enough water, or maybe the right kind of water. So we need to be drinking, for every 50 pounds of body weight, we need to be drinking about 33 ounces, which is about a liter of water. So if you weigh 125 pounds, I say you round up to 150 and you get about 3 liters of water in a day. So that's sort of a little key point there. If you're reaching for energy drinks or Gatorade, you know, I would probably suggest coconut water. It actually exactly matches our electrolyte profile in our blood. And so it's like nature's Gatorade. So that's a much cleaner option. And then the other thing you really want to do is make sure you're filtering your water. I think Berkey filters are really good. Or just you're buying like, and I used to be really staunch against saying this, but just a spring water is really good because you're really, really mineralized at the cellular level when you're drinking a very high quality spring water. If you can't do that, then get a Berkey filter and add some trace minerals back into your water, and you'll be hydrating at the cellular level. So sometimes people come to me and they say, I drink a lot of water, but when I do, I'm running to the bathroom all day. It's actually because they're probably drinking like purified water, and there's no minerals in that purified water. So they're kind of like watering themselves like a hose. They're not really hydrating at the cellular level. So what I find is once people drink the right amount of the right water, their skin starts looking really, really good because they're hydrated down to the cellular level.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's amazing to learn.
Right, because our water is just kind of acidic, and they just, as much as they pull those impurities out, which is we need those. We don't want to be drinking like nasty things, right? But they're pulling out all the minerals too. And that's what hydrate us at a cellular level. So I say either get a Berkey filter and add some trace minerals into it, or just look for a high quality bottled spring water. So if you buy bottled water and you look at it and it says purified or like reverse osmosis or even alkaline, that's really not what you want to be drinking. You just want to look for something that's bottled at the source, a nice spring water, and it'll really hydrate you at the cellular level.
Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely good advice because lots of water will definitely help you with having beautiful, clear skin.
It's really true. It's really true.
Yeah, so tell us also some key breakfast points.
Ooh, breakfast. Yeah, you know what? Breakfast is a really good one, especially if you want better skin, because kind of like the water, a lot of what happens, you know, with the food we eat is if we're having digestive issues, it can really come out in our skin, right? So I like to tell people, you know what? Try to get up and within an hour of waking, have a good solid breakfast with some healthy fat and protein. This is going to just really set up your metabolic profile for the entire day. Our stress hormones are actually the highest when we wake up in the morning, believe it or not. Our stress, or the cortisol, that kind of fat hormone, it's actually the highest when we wake up. So if we give it some nice fuel to kind of get us going, it's going to tell your system everything is fine. It's also very good for our liver. So our liver is going to help kind of filter out hormones and toxins, and that's really, really important for our skin. So, you know, my favorite breakfast, you know, if I could get the whole world having a really nutrient-dense smoothie in the morning, that would be awesome. You know, throw some carrots in there, some greens, some fruits, get plenty of fiber. So add like some chia seeds, or grind up some flax seeds and throw them in there, because we really need to be eliminating properly to have great skin. A lot of times people that come to me, their skin's kind of congested, and it's actually because they need to be going to the bathroom regularly. You know, I'll say, when's the last time you eliminated? Oh, every couple days. No, you have to be going every single day to have great, glowing, beautiful skin and feel good. So make sure you get in plenty of fiber. And I just love smoothies because you get that big nutrient-dense smoothie right away, first thing in the day, and you're giving your body all these beautiful antioxidants, fiber, protein, fat, all the good stuff that your body needs, which in turn makes your skin glow, right?
Yeah, no, that's very good advice.
One of the easiest and kind of simple ones, any kind of liquid. So you could do almond milk, you could do water, you could do coconut water, coconut milk. So a little bit of liquid, spinach, berries, like blueberries are just spinach is a great beginner green, and blueberries are kind of a nice beginner smoothie berry. They just kind of mesh and go together really, really well. Try throwing a carrot in there. You won't even taste it, believe it or not. You do have to have a pretty good blender to do this. So every now and then somebody comes to me and they're like, I can't get it smooth. What kind of blender are you using? If you're using, unfortunately you do have to kind of get a good blender to make good smoothies. But so you've got your liquid, your greens, your carrots, your blueberries. Throw some chia seeds in there, maybe some almond butter. And then I really love collagen. I love it for so many reasons, but it's a very beautifying, it's almost a superfood. I'm not a big fan of protein powders and those kinds of things. I think they're denatured and processed. I think they take protein and they break it apart, and it's really not how we're supposed to have protein in nature. But what we do have in our skin, which I'm sure you know, is collagen. And as we get older, it kind of starts breaking down. So you've heard about the bone broth craze, I'm sure, how everyone's drinking bone broth.
Oh, yes.
It's nature's Botox. Collagen is kind of like a nice, easy way to sort of get that same. So with bone broth, they pull the collagen out of the bones and you're just drinking it. We've got great companies now who are just making collagen so you don't have to get up and drink bone broth and lemon water and your smoothie, all these things. So you can just throw some collagen right in your smoothie. It's going to really boost your skin health. Your hair will look better. Your nails will look great. It's just this great superfood, and it does give you a nice little boost in your protein. So very, very simple and easy smoothie recipe. Spinach, berries, carrots, chia seeds, maybe some almond butter, whatever liquid you want, and maybe for the bonus, throw in a little collagen.
Okay, that's definitely great advice. So yeah, I'll have to remember that myself one day.
Well, just email me. Anybody watching, just shoot me an email of, hey, what's that smoothie recipe you wanted, or what collagen do you like, or let's talk about BeautyCounter. It's no problem. Just send me an email, and I always return all my emails. So you can always email me and we'll get you sorted out.
Oh, that's great, actually. Yes. So you did mention about you needed certain specific blenders. Are there certain blenders you recommend?
I do really like Vitamix. Blendtec is great too. I'll just say the ones I do like. I like those two the best. There's probably some other good ones. I just don't know about them. I know a lot of people are into ninjas and some things like that. I've tried those. I just couldn't get them to break down like chia seeds and stuff like that quite right. So, but you can get a refurbished Vitamix actually fairly inexpensively on Amazon. So it's not something you necessarily have to go to a high-end boutique and go buy. You can actually get some good used ones online that still actually have a really nice warranty. So I like Blendtec, I like Vitamix. I think they're both really good.
Okay, that's great. Yes. So you actually have a lot of articles on your website. So tell us about those.
Yeah, basically it's kind of the same stuff that we're talking about tonight. I'm pretty passionate about, safe skincare, of course, using clean ingredients on your skin and sort of educating people about that. The food stuff that we're talking about, I try to put as much of that information out as I can, whether it's just recipes or maybe I have an article about protein powder and why I don't think it's good for us on my site. And I really love essential oils too. So you're going to find recipes and different DIY skin things that include essential oils because they really, my family, we started eating right, our exercise was good. We cleaned up our skincare products and our personal care products, and we started using essential oils, and we just said, wow, we just elevated our wellness with these oils. So they've been really, really an awesome thing to learn about and use. And so that's pretty much the gist of what you'll find on my blog.
So how long have you been working with essential oils?
I started using essential oils about 5 years ago. And I just kind of slowly felt, I was very nervous. You know, you can Google essential oils and kind of simultaneously see crazy, like, things that kind of scare you about them, and then amazing, like, miraculous stories. So I was just very kind of nervous about starting to use them. So I just started diffusing, and then it was like, oh, well, I could add them to a cleaner. And then it was like, you know, I guess you can put that on a burn. So then maybe we were diluting it and using it that way. And now, I mean, I'm like ingesting them, I'm using them on my skin. I actually primarily use oils neat, or I ingest them, except for on my son. I mean, I always use a carrier oil with him if I'm putting them on him. But actually, people ask me, what's your favorite thing to put in the diffuser? I'm like, well, I diffuse at night, but really I just put a little essential oil here, or some frankincense on my third eye. Like, I've just really very intuitively used them, but they're just the best thing. If you haven't tried essential oils and you can, I really encourage you, just get a starter kit and just start kind of slowly start diffusing them. Start opening and just smelling a bottle of stress away when you're feeling stressed out. And you'll just be amazed at how wonderful these oils really, really are. And just take your time. You know, I think that's one thing. People kind of see these different articles and feel like they have to be doing all these different things. If all you want to do is put them in a diffuser for the first year, do that. That's what we did. We actually put them in a diffuser the first year we used them, and nobody got sick during cold or flu season at all. And I thought, okay, we're on to something. And that's what actually led me to get more curious and more intuitive and start learning to use them in different ways. But just go slow, start playing around, you know, get that starter kit, and you'll probably fall just as in love with them as I am. I'd be really shocked if you didn't.
Oh, no, I've actually worked with essential oils myself. So yeah, it's always lovely to learn more about them.
Definitely.
Yeah, so tell us about your essential oils course.
Yeah, so you know what? If you're kind of intrigued by oils, but maybe you haven't tried them, or maybe you've only diffused them and you want to learn some different ways to kind of incorporate them in you and your family's lifestyle, I created a free 21-day essential oil course. And you just get a little nugget of wisdom about different oils every day for 21 days. It's absolutely free. So if you just go over to my website and you click on the essential oils tab, you'll see a drop down for the free course, and you can just opt in and you'll start getting those emails.
Oh, wow, awesome. Yeah, so tell us about your free gift.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So for listening today, I have an ebook. It's a kind of like a welcome kit, actually. So it's this kind of a jumpstart your health ebook. It has all the hydration tips actually expanded. It has supplements, kind of what to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Kind of talks about fats, choosing the right protein for your body. What am I missing? Where to find all the clean foods. It's just a great little jumpstart your health ebook. And then there's a little printable snack list, because I think snacks can get kind of boring and I like having lots of ideas. So we actually have my printable snack list on our refrigerator. And whenever we kind of get bored, we're like, what's on the list? And we kind of go down and go, ooh, we haven't had that in a while. And maybe we make something different and fun. So that's what all the listeners get for tuning in today.
So yes, if you'd like this free gift, be sure to click on the link, and also be sure to opt into her course.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I would love to have anybody and enjoy. I'm really excited to be able to offer it to all the listeners today.
Oh yes, of course. So yes, that would be all the time that we have here today. So thank you so much for joining us today, Melissa.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had such a great time getting to chat with you, and obviously get to put some great information out there for all the listeners. So it's just so exciting to, get to be a part of your awesome show.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, it's so great to have you here with us too today.